So I had put up this question to you guys because I think that you can get so many answers, but who is the best player on the Milwaukee Brewers right now?
Right now, today.
Because I think
today, this season, this winning streak, career.
I just put it out on Twitter, so feel free at the Fan Milwaukee. Jump on. You can comment on the YouTube page at the Fan Milwaukee and call in 414-677-1250 if you want to. But I have an answer. I don't know if you want me to lead it off or if you guys want to lead it off.
I was in Thailand earlier this morning. That's what we call our sales area because they wear ties, even though nobody wears a tie anymore. And I asked Jason in Thailand he just went. I think he went with a common. I don't want to say easy, but a common answer. He went with Christian Yelich. He just said, like I said, hey, Jason, who's the best player on the Brewers? He said, Yelich? I'm like, kind of a question, kind of an answer, because, yes, that is an answer, and that is a good answer.
He is the best
on the board,
established.
Right? It's on the Family Feud board.
Yeah, he is the best established player. He would be on that list where it's like, all right, this team is not doing what it's doing right now. If you don't have the leadership, first off, that Yelich brings, what he's done for this team throughout the course of the season, he started so flat and so bad. It's like, man, is he going to ever get back into his form? And I mean, we were talking about that in May. And then he's just been on a heater as well. So, and he was still hitting home runs. He just wasn't really doing, a ton, even early on. But it's, he is that quintessential, and he, how he talks about the Brewers and when he came to Milwaukee and what that meant and diving into the culture. So, I mean, yes, Yelich is the low-hanging fruit of who is that guy? Who is the best player on this team? But I mean, I think we have to argue a couple other guys that are in this conversation, probably on more recency, bias, and okay, this is a guy that you want to build this next wave of Brewers franchise around as this thing continues forward. So, Tommy, I'm curious who y'all think.
414-677-1250, 414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law Fan Target Text line. You can tweet at the Fan Milwaukee, at Crosby Kicks 2, that's the number 2, at Thunder MKE, at Tommy WSSP. You can find us on our Facebook page, The Fan Milwaukee. And, of course, we are on YouTube. You can comment right on our YouTube page, at The Fan Milwaukee. Who is the best player on this Milwaukee Brewers? Mr. Leadoff Show, you want to lead things off?
Bryce Turang.
Ooh.
I was thinking Bryce.
Turang.
Well, we know Man Crush is part of this.
He's my boy for sure. He's been my boy all season long as well. And before that, I would like that to be prefaced too.
He broke his hit streak, so I'm kind of.
I know that was a bummer last night.
I will add another caveat in the tattoo bet if you are open to it, where it would increase my odds of getting the number 2 tattooed on me.
Okay. Yes, I'm down for anything.
Yeah, say less.
If Bryce Turang hits 21 home runs this year or more, 20 doesn't count. Got to get more than 20.
All right, where's he at right now? He's at
12. Okay, but he has 6 since the start of August.
True, 6
so
and a half
he's
a
been
month.
on an absolute heater.
Right.
But I will again. I'll make it more public. We can do this.
This is
I'm
a
okay
possibility.
with it. Yeah,
I would bet against it, but this is a real possibility.
Bryce Turang right now, 275 average, a 749 OPS, 342 on base percentage, is near the tops of the team for the guys who have been playing every day. He leads the team in WAR as well, knowing how great he is on defense. He leads the team in stolen bases at 21 stolen bases. As far as someone who embodies Brewers' brand of baseball right now, of playing how they play, playing different than everyone else, getting on base, causing havoc, being stressful, playing elite defense, I think Bryce Turang is the best player on the team. He's second in hits as well behind Jackson Chourio. He's scored the most runs on the team, tied with Jackson Chourio. I think Bryce Turang is my pick. Who's the best player on the Brewers?
I mean, I can't give much argument there. I mean, there's
so many
not much
people
argument
you can point
there.
to, for sure.
I mean, just a solid infield. I bet he can play probably 3 positions in the infield, right?
I mean, if they asked him to,
needed him to, right?
Yeah,
he could probably move around a little bit.
He's played a little bit of shortstop this year, just in a couple of garbage time moments, just I think to get Monasterio in the game and give some guys some breathers. But he's obviously the everyday second baseman. He has maybe some of the best availability on the team. And I don't know if I would even pick Christian Yelich second, but I don't want to spoil any answers too.
I mean, honestly, You got to put Billy Boy up there. I would put Wild Bill as maybe a contender for this.
Sure.
I mean, when his bat is cranking like it is right now, and obviously the trust, especially with like the pitching staff that this Brewers team has, like you have to have a guy like Bill Contreras behind the plate, kind of calling the game, keeping those guys in it, doing all those things. Like you look at some great teams of the past, around the league. And, like, some of their best players and their anchors were their catcher, right? So it's like, I think Bill Contreras, definitely would get a nod. I'd say if I'm not looking at Yelich, I'd look at Wild Bill.
I will. And
Wild
Wild Bill is second on the team for hitting.
Yeah.
For WAR. I'm not going to say mine yet, but I do want to point out that when we do look at wins above replacement, which is a number that a lot of stat heads look at, Bryce Turang is first on the team, tied with Freddie Peralta. Freddie Peralta has the same WAR as Bryce Turang. I know he's struggled since the All-Star break. Obviously, was awesome 2 days ago. But Freddie Peralta should be mentioned in this conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I wasn't even thinking about pitchers.
Oh, you got to think about pitchers.
I mean, I was just thinking I almost like put them in two separate categories, But it is, you want to look at pitcher, then it's. I mean, but that's a tough conversation. This is like crazy to say who is the best player because, I mean, you just go down the line, and I mean, right now you could say Quinn Priester is the best player on this team right now. Who's the MVP of this team?
Quinn Priester has the best win percentage in the league. Like the Brewers right now have 2 league leaders.
I mean, you could say Isaac Collins.
Right. It's Freddie Peralta in wins. And it's Quinn Priester in win percentage. And Isaac Collins is absolutely in this conversation, Mason.
Isn't it crazy? He's 28 years old, too. I kind of forget that. Yeah, he's a 28-year-old rookie. Yeah, just doing his thing.
Yeah, old guy on the team. I would have said that Mason, Bill Contreras would have probably been my number 2 as well on this team, especially with the heater he's on.
Yeah.
His defense has been elite all season and better than we've seen out of him in previous years, too. Not that he was necessarily poor when he got to Milwaukee. He figured it out. But I would say that Bryce Turang, William Contreras are the 2 best players on the team right now for the Brewers.
I've got Yelich, Turang, Contreras, Peralta, Priester, and Collins. I've written down those 6 names as people we have mentioned today.
I'm just and again, it's always wording of certain questions, right? Because it's like if you just say like best player on the team, I guess that's why not that. It's like saying, kickers aren't football players, all that. But it's like pitchers. Pitchers are their own entity. I feel like so. It's like who's the best pitcher?
They have their
and
own
then who's
award.
The best field? Yeah,
right?
who's
Pitchers
the best
have
fielder?
the Cy Young.
Yeah, so that's kind of.
Can they win the MVP? Yes.
So
but
I almost think those are 2 different conversations in my mind. So those lists are slightly different.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at this pitching stat, that's why I think I put Bill Contreras, just because again. What this pitching staff is able to do has a lot to do with his presence behind the plate.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just he is so solid back there. They speak about him in such reverence and in a way that it's man, without him back there, I might not feel as confident as I do. So.
Yeah, I completely agree.
414 writes into the Nicolay fan talking text line 414-677-1250. Remember, we want your answers. Who is the best player right now on the Milwaukee Brewers? I think Thomas should get a mom tattoo before a Bryce Turang. Just saying.
I think so.
So, Tommy, let's see what we can do.
Do we have a World Series bet for a tat bet? I mean, you're getting a tattoo if they win the World Series, right?
Okay, you guys come up with that one. I will
figure that one out.
Agree or disagree to it. Based on
can this tattoo bet though? Can I take it a little further? Just because I think it would be kind of cool.
You getting nasty on us,
If the number 2 is they're like little bats. So they have to do a little bat as the top and then down and they're all just little bats.
I think
that would be awesome.
Have to draw this for me.
I'll draw it for you.
Okay, because I can't see the image.
I got a name I want to throw out there. And
okay.
He is tied for the team lead in runs. He leads the team in hits. He leads the team in doubles. He is second on the team in home runs. He is second on the team in RBI. He is tied for second on the team in stolen bases, and he hasn't played in 2 weeks. Jackson Chourio, we're not even talking about, and he's not, listen, nobody's going to say today.
He's not available.
Right, he's not available right exactly. Now. But Jackson Chourio, as of 2 weeks ago, was absolutely in this conversation, right?
For sure.
He could still be in the conversation today based on the whole season. That's kind of what I was basing my
no doubt. I mean, it's almost like not that like I've forgotten about him, but it's like if you're not, you're not on this, this run and this streak, you're kind of like, all right, where you at? Especially in the course of a baseball season. They're doing this without
Jackson Chourio.
I know.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah,
and the Miz has been out. It's
another one.
Crazy.
If we're talking about most talented player on this team, Mizorowski is right back in the conversation too.
Yeah, I mean this team is stacked. I mean, and
what
they
about
have
Woody?
And they have the mentality.
Yeah,
Woodruff.
Runs.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy.
And right now, I think
how about and I feel talked about it yesterday. I bet you did, but what about Seigler pitching in the game?
That was great.
On Tuesday, when I saw that, I was like, "Is this a typo?" Like,
no,
he came in and threw
that
pitches.
Happens.
And he threw 7 strikes. I mean, the guy balled out. They were up, 14-0. Just came in and got his pitches in. I love that.
I have this sound here from Russell Dorsey on MLB Network as well, just kind of explaining this, and I think it really leads into this argument too because he's kind of struggling to even just name players on the Brewers.
They're the embodiment of the whole being greater than the sum of the parts. Because you look at their lineup, it's like, okay, Sal Frelick, Christian Yelich, I know who that is. Isaac Collins, I've never heard of this.
Is excellent.
Contreras. Yeah. But you could make the argument if you can count William Contreras as being a superstar at the catcher position.
Yes.
They really don't have a top 5, top 6 player in the space. They don't have that superstar caliber. They have
real guys.
They don't have a Mookie Betts, a Bryce Harper, a guy at that level. But they use their 26-man roster as well as any team in Major League Baseball. And something that Theo Epstein used to talk about when I got on the Cubs beat in Chicago is positional redundancy. And you look at how they use the roster, they know that guys are going to get hurt. But you always see guys like Blake Perkins. If Chourio goes down, you can plug Blake Perkins in. He's been playing as well as anybody in baseball over the last couple weeks. You can bring in a guy like Andrew Vaughn, who has the 6th best OPS in baseball since he arrived. They're playing good.
I think can I just jump in there?
Yeah.
They were the leaders in this game in having a pitching lab. And I don't believe that Vaughn got there and they told him to relax and he's fine. I think they labbed him up. They had to have labbed him up.
Yeah, but they're great at player development in that regard, where it's like, hey, you're not going to be a 550 at-bat guy anymore. We're going to find you the matchups, get you 350 to 400, and now you're going to turn into this guy that is extremely productive.
We didn't even mention Vaughn. Right?
It's not even
mention Vaughn.
Yeah, I think it's too soon to say Vaughn, but Vaughn is one of those guys. Like you hope he can sustain this. I think it's almost like you're kind of holding your breath with Vaughn a little bit just because of his it's like, all right, he wasn't this guy. Right. Is this something that he can be on a day in day out basis for years to come? I mean, we got to say Pat Murphy and this Brewers organization might just be the best. They're the most impressive in this whole thing. Matt Arnold. Look at that, too. And I sent y'all that, and I don't know if y'all talked about this either yesterday, that Devin Williams. Like, going to the Yankees. Like, what in the world? Like, his stats, like, as a Brewers pitcher, and then, like, he's given up, more home runs with the Yankees in one season than he did with the Brewers in 4?
Yeah, I think the numbers were like 25 earned runs with the Brewers over the 4 years he was there, and it was 23 earned runs this season alone.
That's just crazy, right? Like, how impressive is it, like, what they're doing there? And I think they have the right model right now for where the Major League Baseball has gone over the last, decade, what it's shifted to. Like, this is almost, it's refreshing, and you have guys that are just willing to lay it on the line every day, and they're hungry to go out there and play. And Pat Murphy talks about that all the time, the hunger of this team.
Yep.
And it's, that's infectious.
Real quick, I have in support of Christian Yelich. Bryce Turang is 3 point. When you look at WAR, Bryce Turang leads the team at 3.7. Contreras is 3.3. Collins is 2.9. Frelick is 2.6. You could argue all 4 of those guys are Gold Glove players, right? So their defense has a pretty big impact on them being the best player on this team. 5th on the team in WAR is Christian Yelich, just from an offensive standpoint, because when he plays part-time left field, it's not like he's special in left at all. So his WAR is that high. As a DH, the fact that he's been able to get his mind right. We talk about human Wednesdays or human whatever days all the time. And Christian Yelich, at first, when he was told he was going to DH, was like, I like to be in the field. I like the action. I like being part of it. The fact that he's been able to make this switch to almost full-time DH 1 day a week or whatever it is in the field and still contribute at this level tells me that he is mentally strong and he is locked in. So, and I don't know if my vote's for Yelich, but I think that's a great vote for in support of what he has done.
Well, I think you just said it and nailed it on the head, is that who is the most important player to this Brewers team. And I don't think there's not much argument that it's Christian Yelich.
Yeah, veteran leadership, right?
Yeah, he is the most important player on this team, and he got them. The closed door player meeting and like the set, like just his, he has just been so solid all year in his what he says to the media, in the way he's approached everything. Like he's selling out around the bases, like he's leading the way. He is the most important player on this team, if not the best player on this team.
All right, so question for you, Mason, because you went through this, for a long time with the Packers. I think we all agree Aaron Rodgers was the best player on the Packers, right? Yep, and he was like, but was there anybody? Were there veterans who maybe weren't as good on the field, but had that type of impact in the clubhouse? And not that Christian Yelich isn't that good, because clearly he is still that good, whether he's the best player or not. Like with Aaron, there was no doubt he was the best player. But was there anybody else who, like, the players kind of rallied around or looked to, whether they did it vocally or led by example? Do you remember any veterans who stood out to you at all?
I got to think about that a little bit, and maybe I'll think about it in the break and get back to you, because I mean, usually
we didn't prepare for this question, so
no, I was not prepared. I'm trying to think of like who was that guy that was in that, and it's usually a veteran on the kind of towards the end. I mean, I would almost say like a Mercedes Lewis, whenever he was on the squad.
Yeah,
it's like, but he did that grunt work. He did all that the blocking and inline stuff. He was and Aaron would try to get him touchdowns as much as possible.
Yes,
do little things around the goal line. But he was just that guy that you always could lean on. He was always available. He'd take his veteran days during the week and wouldn't practice all week, but then always be ready to go. And was he's obviously, to do it as long as he did at that position is exceptional. And the guy worked hard and did it right every day.
That's only awesome. First round pick Aaron Rodgers ever threw a touchdown pass to. Right?
There it is.
For the Packers, at least. I don't know if it happened after that, but
right. But that is crazy. This is the Mason Crosby Show. 414-677-1250. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Fan Talking Text line. Who is the best player on the Milwaukee Brewers? We're going to turn a little attention. We've got Drew Wagner coming up at 10. Going to talk a lot more Brewers, a lot more burgers today. But we are going to turn our attention a little bit to our Green Bay Packers, because there's some fights that are going to happen today in Indianapolis or wherever that joint practice is. I don't know, suburb of Indianapolis. Or
Carmel.
Carmel, Indiana, exactly. Fight. Cannot wait. The Packers and the Colts joint practice. We're going to talk Jordan Love, Christian Watson, Malik Willis, all the players as they get this joint practice underway in preparation for a noon kickoff on Saturday. I think that's weird. Noon on Saturday. It's kind of weird.
They didn't used to do that, right? It was either like they were all night games.
Do you know what Tommy said to me? He said, just pretend it's a Houston Texans playoff game. That's a great line from yesterday.
Yes.
Because the Texans always get the worst slot in the
always
playoffs,
play
right?
noon on Saturday,
Exactly.
And have a conflict. Like there's always a college football game, like right around the same time.
Exactly. He's Mason Crosby. My name's Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. Tommy Wortz, the host of the leadoff show here as well. Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers, from the Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.